Concordia.
Thank you very much.
And may I say, Concordia, if Chuck de Martin followed the logic of his criticism of Fine Gael, then he should vote against today's nomination. And why did Fianna Fáil not form a government with Fine Gael when Chuck Kenny made that generous offer to Chuck de Martin? Because, according to Chuck de Martin, he sought a mandate to put Enda Kenny and Fine Gael out of power, out of government. And yet today, 70 days on from the general election, Fianna Fáil will support a fourth attempt to elect Enda Kenny as a Taoiseach and to elect a government. But what kind of a government? A government which has imposed a democratic lockdown on the Dáil. We can't get on with our business, we can't raise the legitimate questions that we have a mandate to raise here. Not a government enjoying the support of the majority of citizens. And if it eventually gets elected, and I note the absence of some of the independents or the Enda dependents here today, no, a government that is more and truer, led once again by Fine Gael, aided and abetted this time by their new partners Fianna Fáil and a smattering of so-called independent deputies. So I want to congratulate them all on their magnificent negotiations in recent weeks, a wonderful job of work. But have these negotiations delivered the real changes required to resolve the crises in health and housing, the abandonment of rural Ireland, the necessary work to build a fairer, more equal Ireland, including the ongoing efforts in the north? Those of us who have a genuine vision for a real republic, who want to bring the proclamation of 1916 to fruition, know full well, of course, that that's not going to happen under this Fine Gael Fianna Fáil arrangement. GT Chuck de Martin, Dul I go Realtas le Fianna Gael, agus Stuart Che nach May and Lehed on, ag sin go Girach and Rod ata on anish. This joint Fine Gael Fianna Fáil programme is a masterclass in waffle and bluster. No real ambition, no big ideas, no costings, little real detail. Never was so much negotiated for so long, for so little. There are a few miserly lines, not even a section, on health. It says a humane approach for the revision of medical card provision should be maintained. What humane approach? I would dare the Fine Gael or the Fianna Fáil leader to stand up here today and tell the Dáil the current approach is a humane one. When all of us have constituents, when there are citizens out there at their wits' end because they can't get a medical card under the current regime. On housing, no commitment whatsoever on the construction of social homes. All there is a reiteration of the haphazard approach to a social state-endorsed housing and homelessness crisis and emergency that Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil caused in the first instance. We were told that the issue of water was the main point of contention between Fianna Fáil and Fine Gael. And Fianna Fáil said quite clearly and repeated it a number of times in their manifesto that water charges must be scrapped and that Irish water must be abolished. Now we're told that Irish water remains and water charges are merely suspended. Níl seo an rud a bhí na vótaí ag iarra. And the Enda dependents who have almost signed up for this, many of them were amongst the most vocal opponents of Fine Gael and Labour's policy agenda. And yet here they are, or indeed here they're not. Where are they? Seeking to vote for Enda Kenny as Taoiseach. Morning, Bart. The Taoiseach, for his part, said during the election that he would not countenance forming a government beholding to independence. He said it numerous times. So there's another election promise out the window. Tugta Realtas, Nua or Shaw, Aklesh Nadini Kierna, and Tro Kierna, agus ar Jeru by an policy agus Natori Kierna Ugging, the Lynn and Ced Realtas Ella. So, Cion Comhairle, however long it lasts, whenever it's eventually, if it is, elected, Sinn Féin will fulfil our obligations as the real leaders of the opposition. We will support positive measures brought from either the government and particularly the opposition benches. We will oppose the government when they are wrong. And in the interests of citizens, we will hold this government, comprising Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil and the End Independents, who will prop them up. We will hold them all to proper and robust account. Gora Margaret, Cion Comhairle.
Much, Deputy Adams.